Storage hardware is where you put all of your personal stuff, all of your personal files. That's the purpose of storage hardware. So different than memory. So secondary storage hardware, that's a name we'll use, or auxiliary storage, is where users typically read and write their files. Well, what is a file? We've already explored that somewhat in our exploration of file management. So, file is a collection of data or information stored on a computer. Remember, there's all sorts of files, different file types. It really depends on what you're storing, what you're trying to represent. Could be music, could be video, could be images, could be text, so forth. So these are non-critical files. Now, that doesn't mean they're not important. It just means that they're not needed for the computer to run correctly, to run smoothly. So this might be, again, documents, photos, music, any personal file. Of course, this should be non-volatile, right? Meaning when you turn off your computer, those files shouldn't disappear. That would be bad if it was volatile. So some examples of secondary storage hardware include hard drives. That's going to be split up into two categories, the HDDs and SSDs. So HDDs, that's spinning disks or hard disk drives. So they're slower, less durable, but they absolutely get the job done in terms of non-volatile long-term memory. And then we have solid state drives. That's a flash memory. Those are faster, more durable, less moving parts. So they are favorable, right? If you're trying to store something permanently. I, for example, have an external solid state drive of, I think, 1 terabyte where I store all of my really big digital camera files. So I like to do photography. Those are really big files. I move them around a lot. So I have this solid state drive because less moving parts, a little bit more expensive. But again, it is faster and more durable. Flash drives, these kind of have gone out of style. So those are like your USB drives. Back then, if you needed to present something in school, you would actually have to physically take the file right to school in a USB flash drive. Now, of course, nowadays everything is on the internet, so cloud storage is really the preferred method. So that's when you use online services to store your data. Of course, it's not just sitting on a cloud; it is sitting on a server computer, and we already explored that, or we're going to explore it much more closely. That there is an infrastructure, right? There's cables, there's machines, computers that connect us all over the world that make the internet really, really work. So it's not really wireless, right? There are wires running literally from continent to continent that make the internet work.